The average millennial carries over $90,000 in debt. Student loans, credit cards, car payments, buy now, pay later. It stacks up quietly over years until one day you look at the total and feel like you're never getting out. But people do get out every single day. And the ones who do fastest aren't the ones who earn the most. They're the ones who use a specific method and stick to it. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that method is. Here's what we're covering. First, the two most proven debt payoff methods and which one is mathematically better versus which one works better in real life. Second, how to set up your personal debt payoff plan in under 20 minutes. Third, the biggest mistakes people make that slow their payoff down by years. And fourth, what to do with your debt while you're building your emergency fund, because you need both, and the order matters. If you've been watching this series, you now have a budget, you've broken the paycheck to paycheck cycle, and you have an emergency fund. Debt payoff is the next piece. Let's get into it. There are two strategies that actually work for paying off debt. Everything else is noise. The first is the debt avalanche. You list all your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. You pay minimums on everything, then throw every extra dollar at the highest interest debt first. Once it's gone, you roll that payment to the next highest rate. Mathematically, this saves the most money. You're eliminating the most expensive debt first. The second is the debt snowball. You list your debts from smallest balance to largest, regardless of interest rate. You pay minimums on everything, then attack the smallest balance first. Once it's gone, you roll that payment to the next smallest. Each debt you eliminate gives you a psychological win that keeps you motivated. Which is better? Mathematically, avalanche, every time. But studies consistently show that people who use the snowball method pay off their debt faster in practice because they don't quit. Motivation matters more than math when the journey is multi-year. My recommendation, if your highest interest debt is also a small balance, do avalanche. If your highest interest debt is a huge balance that'll take 2 years to eliminate, do snowball to build momentum, then switch to avalanche once you have some wins under your belt. Step 1. List every single debt you have: credit cards, student loans, car loan, medical bills, personal loans, buy now, pay later balances. Everything. Write down the balance, the interest rate, and the minimum monthly payment for each. Step 2. Add up all your minimum payments. That total is your baseline, the minimum your debt costs you every month, no matter what. Step 3. Go to your 50-30-20 budget. Find the 20% savings bucket. Your emergency fund is now built, so a portion of that 20% is available for debt payoff. How much? Whatever is left after your emergency fund contribution. If you're still building it, split the 20% between the two. If the fund is fully funded, redirect the full 20% here. Step 4. Pick your method, avalanche or snowball, and identify your target debt. Every extra dollar above the minimums goes to that one debt only. This is called the debt focus method, and it's what separates people who pay off debt in 3 years from people still making minimum payments at 45. Step 5. Each time a debt is eliminated, add its minimum payment to your extra payment. This is the snowball or avalanche rolling effect. Your payment momentum builds as you go. Mistake 1. Paying extra on every debt at once. Spreading extra money across all your debts feels responsible, but it barely moves the needle on any of them. Focus is what eliminates debt. Pick one target and be ruthless about it. Mistake 2. Closing credit cards as you pay them off. Counterintuitive but important, closing a paid-off credit card can hurt your credit score by reducing your available credit and shortening your credit history. Keep the card open, set a small recurring charge on it, like a streaming subscription, and pay it in full automatically every month. The card stays active, your credit stays healthy, you're not paying interest. Mistake 3. Stopping contributions to your retirement account. If your employer matches your 401k contributions, do not stop contributing to capture the match, even during aggressive debt payoff. An employer match is an instant 50 to 100% return on that money. No debt interest rate beats that. Contribute exactly enough to get the full match, then put everything else toward debt. Mistake 4. No emergency fund before starting. This is why we covered the emergency fund first. If you attack debt aggressively with no buffer and your car breaks down, you put the repair on a credit card and undo months of progress. The emergency fund protects your debt payoff plan from life happening. The faster you pay off debt, the less total interest you pay. So finding even an extra $100 or $200 a month can cut years off your timeline and save thousands in interest. 3 places to look. Your subscription audit. We covered this in video 1. The average person finds $80 to $150 in cancelable subscriptions on a single audit. That money goes straight to your target debt this month. The wants budget. Your 30% wants bucket from the 50-30-20 rule is the flex category. Pick one wants category, dining out, clothing, entertainment, and cut it in half for 90 days only. Not forever, just long enough to build serious momentum on your highest priority debt. Most people find this temporary sacrifice worth it once they see the balance dropping. One-time windfalls, tax refund, work bonus, birthday money, selling something you don't use. Every windfall has 2 options: spend it or eliminate a debt. Eliminating a debt gives you a permanent monthly payment back. A tax refund that wipes out a $400 minimum payment is worth $4,800 a year in freed up cash flow going forward. Let's make this real. Say you have $18,000 in total debt, a mix of credit cards and a personal loan, and you can put $600 a month toward it after minimums. Without a focused strategy, making minimum payments only, that debt could take over 10 years and cost you more in interest than the original balance. With the Avalanche method at $600 a month extra, you're looking at roughly 2.5 to 3 years to be completely debt-free, saving potentially thousands in interest. The number that matters most isn't your total debt. It's your monthly extra payment. A $200 difference in monthly payment can mean a 2-year difference in your payoff date. Every raise, every side income, every expense you cut accelerates the timeline. When the last debt is gone, that full payment amount, minimums plus extra, suddenly becomes yours. If you've been putting $700 a month toward debt, you now have $700 a month to invest. That's the moment your financial life changes direction completely. Let's bring it together. Choose your method. Avalanche for the best math. Snowball for the best motivation. Either beats minimum payments by years. List every debt, find your extra monthly payment amount from your 20% savings bucket, and focus it entirely on one target debt at a time. Avoid the 4 mistakes: splitting payments across all debts, closing paid-off cards, stopping retirement contributions if you have an employer match, and skipping the emergency fund. Find extra money through subscription audits, temporarily cutting your wants budget, and applying windfalls directly to debt. And track your timeline. Seeing a payoff date gives you something to aim at, which is the difference between people who finish and people who drift. If this series has been helping you, please subscribe. New video every week. Next week, we're covering credit scores, specifically how to improve yours fast and what actually moves the number, because a lot of the advice out there is either wrong or takes forever. That one's coming up next. See you then.